welcome to this ceramics lab at Spark. I'm Kristina Kotlier, an artist in residence here, and I make sculptural and functional ceramic works. Let's take a look around. Today I'm going to walk you through how I make a face pot. I'm going to use about 5.5 pounds of clay. And I'm going to wedge it up before I throw it on the wheel. This gets all the air bubbles out and conditions the clay so that it's easier and ready to throw. It's a little softer. Now that I've got a nice ball, I'm ready to go to the wheel. Once we can all be back together again, the ceramics lab will be a place that the community can come in and experience clay. We'll be doing wheel throwing classes and can building workshops and all kinds of fun things here. So can't wait to have you all here with us. Okay, now I'm going to take my ball of clay and get started throwing this cylinder for my pot. Securing it to the wheel, adding a little water. days of drying, the pot is now leather hard, so I can hold it easily. And I'm just going to trim the bottom and clean it up so it's straight and nice. Some trimming tools and a squeaky pedal. And I just take the excess clay off to make all my surfaces nice and even and level. I'm fairly happy with that, so I will take it over to get a nose. I'm going to make a little slip with clay trimmings. Slip is just liquid clay, so I'll use the trimmings from the piece and then I'll squeeze in a little bit of water, a sponge, and just mush it up. And this will act as glue to attach one clay piece to another. I'll let it sit for a minute and it will become kind of like a paste. I'm going to add a nose to my pot now. I sculpted some noses and made a mold to make them a little quicker sometimes. Sometimes I still do them by hand, sometimes this is the best bet for me. Here's my little nose. And I'm just going to line it up so that it's straight. That's about where I want it. And I'm going to give myself some markings. Oops. And then I'm going to score the clay so that it will stick, kind of making Velcro. And then I'm going to do the same to the nose. And then I'm going to put on my glue or my slip, the liquid clay that I made with scrap clay and just some water. Make sure those marks are showing through. I'm going to do the same over here. Lightly press from the inside and the outside. And I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, kind of squish to the top. I'm going to blend it in. And then I'm going to just blend it all together with a sponge. I'm actually going to use this to make a couple of eyes. It's just the butt of my paintbrush, a little uneven, because it takes a few tries. Now I'll clean these eyes up as it dries, but on the right path. And then I'm just going to make a tiny little mouth. And there we go. A cute little guy. Once I'm done with the face, I'm just going to make sure the rim is nice and smooth. And then, so that it can all dry together and the nose doesn't fall off or crack, I'll use a laundry bag from the dry cleaners, or a dry cleaning bag, and wrap this piece up tightly and let it dry out for about a week, and then it will go into the kiln for its first firing. So the pot has gone through its first firing in the kiln, which is called bisque. It was fired for about 24 hours and it reached 1950 degrees. And so now I'm going to glaze it. Start off with the rim, and it takes about 2 to 3 coats. Just going to get even coat here. After the glaze is done, it'll be fired again to almost 2,200 degrees. It's cone 5, and then it will be done. Sometimes I embellish the faces with gold, and that goes in for a third firing. But these are just going to stay white. This glaze is a satin white color. The glaze soaks up immediately into the bisque, and so makes it a lot easier because you can go ahead and touch it and it doesn't come off pretty quickly. My second coat on the outside, I'll go in the other direction to make sure that brush strokes or marks from the application of the glaze don't show. And my second coat is pretty thick, so that's kind of my second and third coat. Once this dries, I'll go ahead and load it into the kiln. For following along on the journey of the making of this little face pot. This and other fun things are available on my website at www.kristinakotlier.com. Thanks again.